Hey guys, Galactic Marine 501 slash jexamwolfexia here. Whoops. Sorry about that. Today I'm going to be doing basically a stream. Not really a video. Ah, I've got a bit of a cold, sorry. But anyway, the reason I haven't been uploading to this channel is I've gotten into tokusatsu, and more specifically, Kamen Rider. And even more specifically, Kamen Rider Decade. I know he's got the emotional range of a teaspoon. Thank you, Shades. Um, However, I'm going to have to go with Omega on this one. Decade is awesome. You don't know who I'm talking about? Shades, manga or anime reviewer. TJ Omega, Transformers reviewer, came together to do Double X Decade movie Tyson 2010? 2010, I think. Yeah, because Decade was 2010, I believe. Or no, Double was 2010. Decade was 2009. So, let me tell you guys what I am getting with my Decade run and stuff. I'm going to be getting, of course, if I were any Decade fan whatsoever, the Deca Driver. I'm getting the Korean version just because I can find it cheaper. Hang on. The K-Touch, of course. Anybody who's Decade needs a K-Touch, because otherwise he can't be complete for him. The Ride Booker, so I have something to store my cards in on my belt. And I'm also getting some cards from another eBay seller. I'm getting a package of 20 random Gonbaride cards. So, these could be Final Form rides, random riders, double, he has a double, heat trigger on there as the one that is in the picture on top. I see some Final Form rides at the bottom. They could be anything, really. But then as for specific cards, Kamen Rider Stronger. I'm going to pay $6 for this card. It is... I love Stronger. He's so awesome. Yeah. He's my favorite Showa, just like he's TJ's favorite Showa rider. Kamen Rider, Skull, Crystal. I know he doesn't do a special noise, but Skull, I love Skull. Kamen Rider Decade Violent Emotion. So I love that movie. And I found a card of him doing his final form ride, I think. Decade Complete. It's the final form ride card of Decade Complete. I just kind of wanted to say Decade. Or maybe Decade Complete or something. I don't know. I'm also getting Decade's final form ride. But, yeah. Birth. Kamen Rider Birth. Or Prototype. Let's see. Kamen Rider Birth. Of course. Gotta get him. I got the one with the cell metals exploding everywhere. That's pretty cool. Kamen Rider Birthday. Pretty darn cool. And the movie Skull. Yes, I'm also paying $4.99 for this card. Because it is the one that, um... No, you know what? I'm not going to spoil it. It's the one from the 2010 movie that... Ah, screw it. It's the one that... Oh, God, what's his name? I can't remember his name. Jesus, he's my favorite Kamen Rider. How? Oh, crap. Starts with an S. Let's just say Decade. Decade gives this card to Shotaro, who then uses it to see Tsukichi again. And Tsukichi compliments the way he wears his hat. And that makes Shotaro all happy, and, yeah. I ruined the end of the movie for you. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I had to explain why I needed to get that card, because there were about 5 other Skull cards that this guy has in stock that were all $1.99. This one is the Canon card that he actually used, so I almost want to get an Ichigo and a Nigo card. Then again, they both just say Kamen Rider, I think. Or Kamen Rider 2 or something like that. I don't know. I'm going to look. I might actually get a Luna Trigger. Just because Luna Trigger is awesome. And I like Luna Trigger a lot. But anyway. So yeah, I may get the Birth Ride Vendor too, because it's an attack ride card and a Birth attack ride, you know. But then again, Birth, his attack ride is going to be nothing. So, whatever. Stronger is pretty darn cool. Gotta like him. I may end up actually getting, the Amazon. So I like Amazon. And Shin Kamen Rider. I may get Shin Kamen Rider too. Because Shin Kamen Rider, I know he was very, very, controversial for what he did. But screw it, he was pretty darn awesome. Oh god. There was one other thing that I wanted to get, and I'm trying to find it. Is this it? No. Okay, okay, well, anyway, I was going to get the Skull Magnum. For the sole reason, while I'm mentioning as Skull, I want to have that. But I'm not going to get it because I can't find a cheap price. Those of you out there, if you have a Lost Driver, Skull Magnum, Birth Driver, or Birth Buster that you're willing to sell to me for cheap. Like, I will pay a little more than standard, and I'll pay shipping, but I don't want to pay $200 for it. I don't want to pay $100 for a Birth Buster. I want to pay a little closer to what it was originally there. And if you have a crap ton of cell metals that you want to sell, even better. If you have a milk jug, heck, I'll pay you $200 for the whole set. If you have a cosplay, I'm not going to be able to afford that. Sadly. But if you have a milk jug full of cell metals and a birth driver and a birth buster, I'll buy that off you for $500. As long as they're not the metal cell metals, because those don't work in the birth buster. I know. I'm not that stupid. Yeah, those... I may end up just getting a metal Sasori. One of the metal ones. just so I can do the whole thing. Do I have something? Ah, I do. Nope. I do have something. Ooh, I am going to piss off a few people today. Oh yeah. Crossover henshin here. About to happen. This is the Ninja Storm Thunder Morpher, by the way. Okay. Henshin. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, by the way. That's the only reason I get one of those metal Sasoris, just so I can do that. That was almost perfect to what he does in the show. But yeah. So, yep. Definitely getting into Kamen Rider. I'm going to review Kamen Rider on this channel, just for the reason that it's sort of replacing Gundam for a while. I will get back into Gundam, I promise. I'm going to get back to buying those. The Kamen Rider crap that I want is expensive, because I hate Forze. I'm not buying any of Forze's crap, because Forze's crap is crap. The gimmick is not interesting to me. The, Kamen Rider himself looks like a cone head. I don't like his design. I don't like his gimmick. The switches are too... The medals were okay. The memories were cool because those did something on their own. Like, I could have a skull memory, just the memory, be able to do the Skaru, and then not have the driver to put it into to henshin. At least I could do the part of the henshin sequence where he just hits the button and it says Skaru, or skull. Do I have my phone handy? No. That's actually... I would actually text myself. Like, turn on my phone, text myself. That's my text tone. And the skull symbol is my background. So yeah, if I know when somebody's gonna send me a text, like, I'll just have my hand on my phone. As I hear it buzz for the first time, I'll try to get it out and get it right here. If I'm wearing a hat, take it off. It'll just... Because I have like a 2-second delay for some reason on my text tone. But yeah, I've done that before. The other thing I have that's Kamen Rider related, since I don't have any Kamen Rider merch yet, is this. My iPad. Of course. Okay. Chink. Henshin. Oh, and just to add to the effect, my background. Hang on. You know, why don't I just pull it up in photos so you can see it a little better? Here we go. My background. Yeah, it's all of Decade's show canon forms. It's Decade and the 9 other Heisei riders. Pretty darn awesome. I want a Fies. I want a Fies belt. I like Fies. 'Cause 5 is my lucky number, so. Yeah, 5. And yeah, Fies. But, let's see. Anything I'm forgetting? Not really. Birth Fies. Birth and Skull are definitely my next 2 targets. But I decided to go with Decade for the sole reason that I found Birth cards. And I found Skull cards. I knew there were Skull cards. I knew there was a Skull card. Because I saw Jedimon had one. I knew there was a Birth card because I didn't know there was a Birth card until today when I looked for one. But yeah. The only final form rides I really want are Hibiki, Decade, Yeah, I may actually get a second Deca driver when it gets re-released. The reason I'll get a second one is for the sole reason of customizing. The end belt. And then if I can find a K-Touch for $5 or so, like if I can find a really, really cheap knockoff K-Touch, or maybe I'll just cast my K-Touch because, you know, I'm not actually going to get it to say the right names. So, cast mine maybe with clay or something. Paint it. Make DN's K-Touch. It's a possibility. But yeah, I'll see you guys. This has been Galactic Marine 501 / jexamwolfexia. I'll see you at the next review. And hopefully that next review will be my Deca driver. The only problem is I got to get A's and B's on my report card because I don't have this kind of money. I'm going to need to buy all this stuff. And I'm going to need 2 weeks until that. So, plus shipping time. So, 4 weeks approximately. Yeah, I'll see you guys at the next review. This has been Galactic Marine 501 / jexamwolfexia. And now my trackpad is